Hi, I'm here today with Bikesh from the CEO of iTrain. Hi, Bikesh. Can you just tell us a bit like what you do, like what's iTrain about, and what are the other various stuff that you've been involved in?
Oh yes, we've been doing a lot. So primarily, we're a training center. We've been set up 8 years ago to bring leading edge technology into the country to help local startups, local corporations, local government, local universities get up to speed with the latest technologies in the fastest time. That's primarily what iTrain's been doing. And along that whole time span, have evolved ourselves. We've been trying to work a lot with local communities. We found that it was great to involve communities in terms of finding talent to teach other people more relevant stuff from the industry. So we like it to be more real world as possible. Therefore, we don't just engage with a typical trainer that learns from a textbook. These are practitioners that come and teach other upcoming practitioners how to do stuff itself. So that's been one. And as of late, you would have heard, we did start up our own investment firm, a VC firm itself, and that's called the Lead Ventures. Lead Ventures is primarily having two components. We've created a hub, which is sort of like a co-working space specifically for mobile app developers, and also an accelerator program where we do invest seed funds into people with mobile app ideas itself.
So how long is this accelerator program for the startup actually to participate?
It's typically the 3-month cycle, so about close to 100 days. So you got 3 months, and we've got 2 intakes per year, one in March, one in September. So when you go through that 3-month intake, that's during the development stage itself. We do offer an extension of another 3 months, which will focus on the marketing stage itself. So the funds are meant to be used throughout both periods, the development, and we also insist that you do some marketing in terms of acquiring your first customer.
And do you take a stake in the company for this?
Yes, we do. We're not taking equities, we are taking rev shares. So we take a 30% rev share for the next 2 years itself.
That's quite a fair deal actually, but people not giving out equity.
I mean, it is a fair deal because we want to make money, you want to make money. So the fact that we're taking a rev share, you can be sure that we are going to do whatever it takes to basically make sure that you make money too, and we introduce you to customers. So not so much on the seed fund. We're not emphasized so much on the 50,000 itself. What you're getting is our personal connections, our networks to all the big boys that we basically work with from iTrain and this new division itself. And you have access to our mentors. Now, a lot of other accelerated programs or other aided programs we have in the country does the mentorship on a monthly basis. You have this one-off time with a mentor once a month. We find that that's not enough. A lot of these guys have talent, but they're not helped groom towards a certain level. They're not helped in terms of fine-tuning their ideas on a daily or weekly basis. Okay. So our mentors are resident in-house there, so you have access to them anytime that you basically want to.
So how many mentors in resident actually you have at any given point?
At least there are 3 to 4 people there at any given time itself. So myself is there, we've got another person with BizDev, which is Eliza, and we've got 2 person on there on the technical side, and especially the games, Johannes Ruben, and of course the infamous Brett Levy itself.
Okay, interesting. So in terms of any criteria do you look at investing in this company, or what are the criteria do you look at, to be honest?
From the rounds that we did, I mean, we call ourselves LEAD for a reason. LEAD,
1337.
1337.
Yes.
Some people say it's 1337. No, it's not. It's called LEAD itself. It's just the spelling with numbers.
It's not 1337.
So you just want to have that cream of the crop, that different level of basically pushing, people pushing boundaries. So we look for ideas that maybe some other government agencies will never fund you because they don't understand the industry. So of course we relate to ourselves with bleeding edge. We understand, we can foresee whether this will be something that could make money or not. But the main important thing what we see when we take in people is they've already started on something. We want people who are serious. Don't come to me because we're giving you money and then you're thinking of an idea. Come to me because you already have an idea and the money is a side effect itself. So people already have something to show. These that we know are serious, and those are the people we're interested to talk to.
So as any accelerator program, you take them in batches. How big are the batches actually?
For now, we started with a very small batch. It's 5, but the next intake will be 10, and we're committing to 20 people a year itself.
20 people a year, that's quite... and each team is roughly about 3 to...
They cannot be an individual. It has to be a team. So far, our teams range from 3 to 5 people. The more, the merrier.
Okay. So, actually, what are your outlooks in terms of the developers in Malaysia? And I mean, you've been going around Southeast Asia to look at the development talent, and any insights you want to share in terms of any ways of improvement, or what should we do
I don't
more?
think so. We've got so much an issue in terms of development. Southeast Asia is awesome. We are like an engineering capital. We've seen for that. People love coming to us for outsourcing work. I've seen Malaysians do fantastic stuff. I've seen people in Cambodia, Indonesia. Everyone can build stuff. But what they can't do is think of what to build. So that's the kind of gap that we're trying to figure out. How do we create more people that understand where things are moving, where trends are shifting, where would be the next thing you would want to invest in terms of an idea and build on top of that. So that's what's lacking in this region. So what we're trying to do also is to come with a different approach. Instead of just saying, hey, tell me your idea, we also want to start sharing ideas from what we learn from the region, what we know works, that doesn't work. So you would have seen us, we've been involved with a lot of hackathons lately. And what we're doing is trying to theme these hackathons along with stuff that we know we can sell and what's demanded by the market itself. And then from there, we get to curate ideas. So I can basically say the next thing I want to invest in is a food app. And we already have specs of what we know we can sell in terms of a food app. So we put the specs out there and tell people, if you're already working something similar, come and take our idea and work on it further, and here's some money on the side. And that's what we're doing throughout Southeast Asia. We know of certain travel industry apps, certain telcos wanting to acquire apps. So we shift our hackathons and investments to things that we know we can already get your customers for.
So in terms of the hackathon, I mean, there's so many there was a period of time in Malaysia or in Southeast Asia, there's so many hackathons, and do you think it's still relevant?
It is definitely relevant. In fact, if you looked at the teams that we have in our labs, in our accelerator now, I think 40 or 50% of them came from the hackathons itself, and they weren't even in the same teams. So this is where they actually did meet each other, this is where they formed teams, and now they are being invested in to basically come up with their fantastic ideas. So it definitely works. We found a formula that basically works. The main thing that we had to do was to create this whole mixer environments where we didn't just bring developers in, we brought in designers, we brought in artists. So we started doing all these kind of events that we call mixes.
One of the things that's quite interesting in terms of, you mentioned there's a lot of good developers around and they do not know exactly what to build. But around the market, there's also a lot of people who have a lot of ideas. And do you see yourself trying to find a way to pair up these people?
Yeah, definitely. And that's where we invite all these people to always come to our mixer events and meet these developers. So if they spend time talking to these developers, because you must have that whole relationship that you can work with them. I can't just say, you got a great idea, you can code, now work together. We tried that. That does fail miserably too. So we do find ways that we could match people, and that's something that we've done in the past and will continue doing.
So the thing is, those people are like idea people, non-technical co-founders.
Non-technical. So even they come to pitch for our ideas. Of course, we don't take them in. But when they pitch an idea from a business perspective, but they don't have a dev team, I do KIV them. And I bring them back to a certain events and find out which developer I think would be suitable to work with them, so there is that synergy between them. And then I will give them a chance to pitch back and get funds from us.
So one thing I want to know, like, what advice you want to give for this non-technical co-founder to actually find developers to work together?
I mean, the whole idea is just to go out there and network. You can't expect the developers to come to you. These developers are introverts, right? They have no idea how to mingle with these people. So you have to make the first move. Come attend events. There's so many Geek Out events that we have all the time. User group meetups come to iTrain all the time itself. Be here and start meeting these guys and pitching your ideas to them. And if they like what they hear, and most of these guys want to work on ideas that they love. It's not so much about the money these days that we see. They want to work on something that they can believe in, be part of. So that's the whole goal itself. The passion must be there.
So in terms of, let me recap, be here, surround yourself with developers, get to mingle around, and approach them, actually. How do you approach them? I mean, they're usually quite shy.
Yeah, they're shy. They won't come to you. But if you go speak to them, they will reply back whatever you ask them. So you have to make the first move. Don't expect a developer to come to you, sadly. Yeah.
It's like dating anyway, okay?
It's pretty much dating, yeah.
Okay. Can we talk a bit about the trip in June?
Which trip in June?
The flying around.
Okay, yeah. So what's happening we start our intake in March, right? So we're ended in May. So in June is where we're having demo day. But this demo day is going to be a little bit more different. We are the country host for 500 Startups Geek on a Plane initiative here in Asia, and we are doing the Malaysian leg itself. So Dave McClure and his team will be here, and 5 of our teams will be lucky enough to present their app ideas to Dave and his team. And what we're also going to be offering is 5 additional slots to any other Malaysian company that we think is worthy to pitch to 500 startups. And how we're going to do that is we're going to travel throughout the country somewhere in May. We're going to take a bus and travel the whole peninsula.
So you're trying to sort out the details of that.
Right, we're going to sort out details of that, and we're basically going to find relevant teams that have already great ideas and have them pitch it to 500 startups itself. So June 6th is the date you want to basically lock in. And also a couple of dates in June 8th, 9th, you want to be there for the biggest hackathon in the world called Angel Hack. That's 150 developers hacking any idea that they could think of over the weekend. And the winner will be flown to Silicon Valley to compete with the other Angel Hack winners around the world.
So June is such a crazy time, actually.
June is going to be so crazy itself, right? So it's just after Google I/O. There's so many new things that will be flooded the market. WWDC will be shortly right after that. So we're going to see a lot of cool Google Glasses out, a lot of new tech coming out, and it's really going to pave the way for some new techs.
So what do you actually expect? How will the Geeks on the Plane actually spur the startup ecosystem in Malaysia?
Well, everyone always have said like nothing great has come out of the country here itself. So the whole idea why we're bringing 500 startups here is we are aware of some great local startups, and we want to introduce these people to the outsiders so that they do not neglect us and always go to Thailand, skip over us, then head down to Singapore. We are a force to be reckoned with, and we want to put Malaysia on the map with this particular program itself.
Okay. And besides actually marketing Malaysia, do you think what should the Malaysian startups actually look out for when they participate in Geeks on the Plane, the events that they will happen?
Yeah, so when they come down, there's a lot of opportunity to network with this, not even just 500 startups, they are bringing down some other teams, right? So there'll be about maybe 20 over different startups, and people from CNN are coming down, TechCrunch is coming down. This is a chance where you can leverage on them and find out what these other people are doing. So we have arranged some great opportunities for people to network with them, and some nice little sessions like off-the-record sessions that you could get hidden secrets from them that will never be shared on the air itself. So do try and basically connect with us at this particular event for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to network with them.
Okay. So before we end this interview, we want to just ask a few questions.
Yeah.
Like, what is, if you want to recommend a book actually to any young execs or upcoming entrepreneur, anything with any marketing book would you recommend?
Purple Cow.
Purple Cow.
Yeah.
Seth Godin.
Seth Godin.
That's totally a classic.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, where can people actually find out more about what you do and what iTrain is about and what 1337 Lead Venture is about? So plug away.
Just go to Google and search. I think you can find us really easily. But my whole life, as everyone knows, revolves around Facebook. Just hit me on fb.com/iTrain, even though it sounds like a company. That's my personal profile. Everything that we do across all entities are always on my wall. That's how you keep up to date with us there. So, or just go to iTrain.com.my.
All right, fantastic. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.